Hi, my name is David Fleming from the YouTube channel of Disciples Ignited, where we're focused on Jesus, advancing his kingdom, and preparing his disciples. Now, Bible Treasures is the series on the Disciples Ignited YouTube channel where we're helping you memorize scriptures. And this week, we're memorizing 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verses 4 and 5 from the NIV. So let's look at that passage together. And I quote, "The weapons we fight with are not the weapons of the world. On the contrary, they have divine power to demolish strongholds. We demolish arguments and every pretension that sets itself up against the knowledge of God, and we take captive every thought to make it obedient to Christ." Now, as you know, we've already begun to memorize most of this verse. In fact, we've already gotten verse 4 done. We've gotten the first part of verse 5. Now, today, we're going to be concentrating on the middle part of verse 5. "And every pretension that sets itself up against the knowledge of God." Let's repeat that together. "And every pretension that sets itself up against the knowledge of God." Now, to help us memorize this new part, let's look at some of the descriptive words in more depth. There's pretension, sets itself up, which is actually just one word in the Greek, and then the knowledge of God. Now, what is pretension? Pretension is speaking of something that is pretending to be something that it's not. And that is exactly what the devil does all the time. He pretends to be something that he's not. He tries to act like he's above God, but he's not, of course. It's all a pretense, a sham, a deception. Now, the word sets itself up in the Greek is, as I said, one word, and it speaks of how someone or something is set above you, like a bully that towers over you and tries to intimidate you. And that's just like the devil too. With his pretense, with his sham, with his deception, he tries to tower over you, intimidating you with a purpose, to get you to abandon that which you know about Jesus. Don't do it. Jesus has given you what you need to demolish this pretense and the lies of the enemy. Hold on to what you know about Jesus. Hold on. Because that knowledge that you have about Jesus is going to enable you to put your faith in him, your trust in him, to see you through whatever trials and trouble you're going through right now. So use God's word to demolish the strongholds of pretense that the enemy is trying to set up against you, to get you to reject that which you know about Jesus. Now, let's go through that last part that we've memorized today. "And every pretension that sets itself up against the knowledge of God." Now, what we need to do is we need to put this all together, what we've learned and memorized thus far. 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verses 4 and most of 5. "The weapons we fight with are not the weapons of the world. On the contrary, they have divine power to demolish strongholds. We demolish arguments and every pretension that sets itself up against the knowledge of God." Whoa, you're doing great. Now, there's just one more lesson and we'll have this whole passage memorized. So I'll see you tomorrow and we'll get the last part of verse 5 down pat. It's going to be in our hearts and our minds, ready for us to use at any moment as we walk with Jesus. So I'll see you tomorrow.